new kind of opera coming to St. Pete, and you don't just watch it, you experience it.
Yeah, composer and director Nathan Felix is here, and he also brought up some of the show's performers. We're going to hear from them in just a couple of minutes. We want to learn all about the show. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
This is so exciting. So just tell us, what is immersive opera? What does that mean?
Immersive opera is an opera where we take it off the stage and we put it in a gallery or an event space, and we move through different spaces, and the audience, we encourage them to follow us. We sort of go into the audience's spaces. So we get this close to them, we move around them, and we force them to sort of be part of the opera.
Yeah.
Well, talk about the venue of this particular show and how it relates to the music.
Sure. So St. Pete Museum of Fine Art is a museum. I'm sure a lot of locals have been there. It's so vast, right? You have this little performance space on one side of the museum, and then you have the big atrium, and then they have the new exhibition, and we are highlighting the Caravaggio exhibition. So we're doing, we're taking the paintings and we're sort of presenting music in front of it in response to some of those paintings.
When you're putting something like this together, what are you thinking about? What are you wanting the audience to experience with you?
I'm thinking about two things. The acoustics, so how they're going to hear it in that space. So a lot of times people go to a museum, but for the experience with the opera, they're hearing things in a different way. And so therefore, that also allows them to see things in a different way. Meaning, you're seeing a beautiful painting from, the 16th century, with a violinist playing and an opera singer singing a beautiful aria. And it really changes their perspective of how art can sort of influence each other.
So how does it work? If I'm a guest, if I'm a visitor, do I walk in and is there different music happening all at once, or are there different areas where I would go to listen?
So all you have to do is just come, and we take care of the rest. You don't have to really invest anything until you get there. And then we allow you to receive the experience as you want, to sort of follow, whether you want to follow the music, whether you want to stay stationary. There's no rules to it. Yeah. But I think what we're trying to do is sort of just inspire people to maybe take a chance. Maybe you don't feel comfortable walking around this singer, but why not?
Okay.
See what happens.
Yeah, see what happens.
So you can get close to them and really...
No rules. There's no rules. You can grab them, throw them on the floor. We don't encourage that.
Oh, that's really cool.
What has the feedback been? Have you gotten to hear from people who have been there what their experience has been like?
Yes. I've done this maybe 20 times at different museums around the country, and my favorite feedback is when someone comes up to me and they say, I've never been to an opera, I've never thought about going to an opera, and this is my first experience, and wow, now I'm more interested in opera. And for me, that's the most important thing. I love opera just because I write it and I compose it, and it's my field. I'm not a champion for it per se, I have no reason to be, but I just love that this old art form, we can modernize it, we can sort of create it for new audiences. I mean, that's what's most important to me.
Yeah. So you composed this opera. Were you inspired by the paintings, or did you just, kind of bring your music into the space?
Both.
Both, yeah.
Both. The space is so important to me. The space is so important to me because every museum has a different layout, right? And I always think like, well, how would the audience really move through a space? I think about preventing bottlenecking, things like that. Yeah. But also the paintings, the exhibition is very important too, because the story needs to sort of fall in line with that.
Right.
Yeah.
There's context.
All right, so you're sticking around. We're going to get a performance. Can you tell us what we're going to see or what we're going to hear?
So we're going to hear excerpts from the opera.
Okay.
And in particular, the big part of our opera is that we reflect what our version of like The Last Supper would be, because they have that painting in there. So it's part of sort of that scene.
Right. Okay, so tell us how we can get tickets and the date of the show.
It's February 5th, which is Thursday, and tickets are
right there on your screen.
the St. Pete Museum of Art.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay,
well, stick around because we're going to see what this immersive opera is all about. That performance is coming up next.
Graves from thorn bushes, likewise every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear good fruit, and a bad tree tree cannot bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Thus by their fruit you will recognize them. When do you want us to make preparations for us to eat the Passover?
Go into the city to a certain man and tell him the teacher says his appointed time is near. I am going to celebrate the Passover with my disciples at your house. Truly I tell you, one of you will betray me.
Surely you don't mean us, Lord.
The one who has dipped his hand into the bowl with me will betray me.
Please tell us, where does your great care come from? Who are you really?
Oh my goodness, that was beautiful.
That was
beautiful.
amazing. What a
Thank
way to start the
you.
week. Thank you so much. Okay, go check them out. Amazing.
Yes,
Beautiful.
gorgeous. Thank you so much.
All right, coming up tomorrow.